Hi, Dr. Lou. How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing okay. It is Thursday, so, we are winding down for the week. But I do appreciate you spending some time with me to talk about the cybersecurity certificate because that is one of the programs that when I would go on the road a lot, but now with COVID and everything going on, I haven't been able to get out. But when I would go on the road, a lot of students would kind of zero in on that cybersecurity certificate. So I wanted to just take some time today and just kind of give you an opportunity to talk about it. Um, and I think that, I mean, I have some questions here, but I think that you'll be able to just really help me sell this
Mhm,
program and
mhm.
just give me all that you got about it so that I can be better prepared when some of these questions come my way. Sound good?
Sure, no problem. Actually, it's my pleasure to introduce our program, especially this one, because it's a wide range program. Either you're a graduate student, you're already graduate many years, doesn't matter, and not only for CS students, any other students with with or without the CS background, you can all apply this program. Yeah.
Okay. Can you give me some background about the program? Like when did this particular graduate certificate start and why did it come about?
Okay. It's actually started from last year, 2019. At that time, we already have a cybersecurity bachelor program, BS program for undergraduate students in CS department. Then later we realized actually cybersecurity, is a very general topic. It's not only covered CS, computer science, I mean, and also like from what I know, for business, they also have cybersecurity. Uh, Criminal justice, right now they have a new course called cybercrime or cybercrime analysis. And engineering, they have cyber physical security. And what else? Anyway, so it's not only in our computer science department, and in different areas, like in business, they are more focused on the risk management and recovery. Well, in the engineering, they are more focused on the cyber physical part. So but all in all, they all need the same fundamental knowledge about cybersecurity. So we think maybe we're better to create a graduate certificate. So in this way, any other students from different background, if they still want to participate in security related jobs in their own field, no matter in a bank or in industrial sector, they can learn a lot useful knowledge from our certificate. So this is like either you're already an employee that can help you to promote, and if you're just a graduate student, that can also help you to get a desired job. Because right now, many jobs they have a requirement for their new employees to have the sense of security, and or better they can have some skills, cybersecurity skills, because right now it's everywhere. And uh, so even in the ABET, the our education department, the national education department, they require with better to add the security knowledge and skills at the beginning of each knowledge unit. Like while you're teaching this, you'd better also mention the vulnerability of the things you're dealing with and what could be the countermeasure to deal with this. Not you already learned everything, then somebody told you actually the whole system has this many vulnerabilities, and you need to learn what to deal with that. It's just already embedded during the teaching. So I think a certificate is a good compensation for our already graduate students to get back those necessary knowledge and skills.
Yeah, I think it's interesting that you say that, especially with cybersecurity. There is there is no sector that you can go into that doesn't involve some type of cybersecurity, like whether it's criminal justice, whether it is management information systems, whether it's aeronautical space engineering. Everything has some type of clearance for cybersecurity because there's a threat everywhere. Mm-hmm. From everything, like when you apply to a job, I mean, everything is pretty much gone to technology. You don't fill out paperwork anymore for application. You do everything through online. You don't just drive around these days and look for help wanted signs. You kind of look for that. You look for that job online. So having those necessary security parameters in place to make sure that people's identity and their information does not get stolen or threatened in any kind of way, there is definitely a big need for that. And you mentioned that this is a graduate certificate. How many hours are required for this certificate?
So if you're a graduate student and you passed our programming test, you only need to take 5 courses. 3 from computer science department, 1 from engineering department, 1 from business department. And right now, this is still a underdeveloping certificate. So there are some alternative courses which is not listed here, like the communication networks can also be replaced with a similar course in CS department, and this one can have a alternative course offered by the criminal justice department. It's just based on what's your major, like what will be your interested area, right? So if you're a criminal justice student or you're trying to do similar job in this field, then this can be replaced by a course called criminal justice, cybercrime, you know. But anyway, it's only 5 courses. And if you are non-computer science related student and you didn't pass and you don't think you can pass the test, you need to learn the COSC 4304, Programming for Graduate Students, this one first. And so in that way, in that case, will be 18 credit hours. Otherwise, it's only 15 credit hours.
Okay, yeah. So that's 18 credit hours. And typically those 18 credit hour graduate certificates are eligible for aid. So that's great as well. So with this particular graduate cybersecurity certificate, can this go into the master's degree of computer science? Can this, like these courses, be transferred into where a student can maybe get the certificate first and continue into the master's of computer science program?
Yes, sure. It's interchangeable, like from both ways. Like you're a CS master student, as long as you complete these 5 courses, you can get a certificate. Or you get this certificate first, and later you want to get a master's degree in computer science, this can be transferred.
Does the certificate require the GRE? If a student wanted to apply for just admissions for the cybersecurity certificate, does your program require that they take the GRE first?
Right now, we don't have such a requirement, but you have to pass this one. Yeah. Okay. Or you have a CS bachelor degree. Yeah.
Okay. So if you have a criminal science bachelor's degree, then you've already covered that programming for graduate students since it's at the senior level?
It's okay.
And if you don't have a background in computer science or anything related to that, then you would need to take that course so that you can feel confident that you can do well in the other courses.
Or you can just take an exam, directly take an exam. If you like somebody, although they are not CS major, but they learn this by themselves. Yeah.
Can you talk about how a student can take that exam? Like, where would they be able to take that exam?
Directly, like without learning this course, then they need to contact us. Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to know. If they're wanting to take the exam, they can just contact the computer science department or the cybersecurity department directly. Do you all take transfer credit for this program? So if a student maybe started a graduate program somewhere else that was maybe related to cybersecurity, would it be possible that maybe they can transfer some of those hours to qualify for this program?
Right now, no, unless you already taken one of some of these courses within 6 years. Within 6 years, you already taken some of these courses, then we can count them in, and then you just take those left. Yeah.
And I heard about that, especially with a lot of computer related or technology related courses. So it's good that you bring that up about the 6 years. And is that because like a lot of technology becomes outdated within about 5 to 6 years?
Yeah, that's of course one of the main reasons. And the other thing is, others I'm not so sure, but 2 of them, maybe 3 of them are our newly created courses. So you cannot use other courses to replace, like the secure software engineering, cybersecurity, and computer network security. They are either newly created or just have a major revision. Okay, so there's no similar courses right now which can be replaced. And especially we changed these 2, the cybersecurity and the network security. These 2 right now, they have different names. This one right now called cybersecurity systems. This one called cybersecurity networks. So these 2 courses, they are hands-on, based on hands-on projects. So that's we're trying to let students really learn something, not only about knowledge, but the ability and skills, like they can deal with real problem. So that's something totally new, and we don't trust other courses which can have the same effect.
You took that right out of my mouth there, because I was going to ask what makes the Lamar University Cybersecurity Graduate Certificate different from maybe any other university that may offer a similar program to this. And you really explained it right there, because those first 3 courses you can't find those anywhere else. Those are brand new and original courses, and that is a great thing to know, that these type of courses you won't be able to get anywhere else. Can you
I can say some other universities, right now, maybe a few years ago, few universities have the cybersecurity program or certificate. But right now, many universities, they have the similar certificates. But what we can guarantee is our certificate, trying to make our certificate have the same quality and standard with those, top universities certificates. But we target on our students, like in our coverage area, our radiation areas. So we make this, we make more efforts, to maintain the quality and the balance between the quality and the students, because especially as a certificate, not a program, students usually they may lower their self-effort or energy to put in such a certificate. So we use assignment and labs projects. So this is not some easy certificate. As long as you pay the money, you can get it. It's not something like that. Yeah.
How quickly can someone go through the program? Like, is it more so like maybe they can complete it within, if they maybe take 2 classes per semester, they can get through it pretty quickly, or each of these courses offered like at different times, or can they get through it pretty quick?
Yeah, if you manage it well, I think you can complete it within 1 year. I mean, of course, at least 1 year. I mean, yeah, at least 1 year. But if you manage it well, you can finish it just in 1 year. But and couldn't be shorter, I mean. Yeah.
Yeah. I know everybody wants the to complete programs with a quickness, but yeah, when you take your time and learn the craft and the skill that's needed for something like this, I mean, the time goes by really fast. So I completely understand. How would someone go about, if someone were interested in this program, or the certificate program, how would you, if they were an undergraduate student, what can they do to better prepare themselves to apply for this particular program? Aside from the general, making good grades, like, is there any type of research that goes into this? Should they try to connect with maybe faculty that do research in these type of fields, or is there anything that you can suggest for that?
Depends. If you're a CS student, you can take the corresponding 4,000 level courses first. And if you are non-CS students, I think you'd better first learn to program. And second, you need to stick with the security issues or topics in your own area. So when you're ready to take this certificate, you know exactly what you want learn from this certificate, what kind of skills you need to learn, or you need to be able to use that. Like, you already know what is the question, like what is the problem, and you learn the solution from our certificate.
I completely agree. I often run into students that kind of want me to assist them in putting out their career path based off graduate school. And a lot of times I will tell them, you have to think about what job it is that you want, and then you want to kind of research that job and look at every type of qualification and requirement that you need for that dream job. So that's kind of the same thing for this, yes. For this type of program. You kind of want to identify these very important types of courses that you need if you are wanting to pursue these types of programs, so that you can go ahead and knock those out while you're in undergrad, or knock out prerequisites to those types of courses, so that once you get to this point, this stuff is not brand new. I do have one more question, and I think you might have answered it. Can a student participate in this program part-time?
Yes, it is. Either part-time and online. We have, all available. Yeah.
So all the courses are available online?
Right now, I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Before this year, it's not okay, but after the pandemic, everything is online. Yeah. So.
That's good to know. Yeah, with everything going on with the pandemic, everything is structured to be online. But I can understand that something like this, you would definitely want to be in class for it and kind of have that face-to-face understanding of what it is you're learning about. So with courses, well, in the past, when you would have these courses on campus face to face, like what were your time frames? Like, were they during the day? Were they at night? Were they on weekends? What was the convenience like for students?
I mean, taking these courses?
Yes, like what were the times? Like, were they during the day?
Yeah, during the day. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Well,
But
that is,
some of the courses, they are time consuming. Like,
oh,
yeah, you need to spend maybe time in the weekend to finish the project. But depends actually. Uh, Actually, because we sometimes students they may not attend the class on and they trying to learn it later. Not every class, but maybe 1 or 2 times they just absence from the class, but then they will take longer time to learn by themselves. So this is because it's based on face-to-face, this it's a certificate mainly based on face-to-face. Even though they have online versions, we suppose students can take it in virtual class like this, what we are doing now. It's still online face-to-face. It's not something we recorded, the recorded video, and the students learn it. We'd better have a Q&A, especially when we teach something, we can see the facial expression from the students. We can know whether they have a question or not. Sometimes students, they are very actually questionable, and you can tell this from their facial expression. And even though sometimes you say any questions, seems no answer, but you can tell actually they are not truly understand. So I think that's really more efficient. So we can repeat and we can explain it in another way. It's much efficient than learn by themselves from video resources. Yeah, it's still different.
I completely understand, and that's a good point. And I think with you saying that, it also kind of goes to the faculty to student ratio. So, with these courses, I can only imagine like they're not going to be huge courses with lots of students in them to where you can't focus in on one student that may be having an issue. It sounds like what you're saying is the students are the courses are smaller, they're intimate, you're able to identify what the issues are and address them individually for each student so that they can matriculate through the course and be successful versus just, one size fits all. Um, I can really appreciate that because this is something that's very interesting to me, cybersecurity. I have a degree, I have an undergraduate degree in criminal justice. So I can remember in
Oh,
my early in my early years trying to get into those career fields. And I didn't have any kind of background in programming or anything like that. And just kind of seeing how that is so required now, just for any kind of entry level position in cybersecurity or anything that is in terms of like HR and management, and kind of having an idea of what it takes um, to understand networks and just basic troubleshooting in IT. Um, so with me saying that, if a student were to complete this program, what are some of the jobs that a student could possibly apply for with this kind of background?
yeah. Let's check here. The job market. Um, First, I'd like to mention this. The job market for cybersecurity, there's like a global shortage of 2 million professionals by 2019. And every year in the US, 40,000 jobs for information security analysis go unfilled, and employees are struggling to fill 200,000 other cybersecurity related roles. And the average salary is very high, and candidates are more able to negotiate salary benefits and remote working, something like this. That is to say, as long as you choose this major, okay, you already have more opportunities than other graduates, because the job market is expanding exponentially, actually. And right now, still, although it seems a hot topic, but it's just newly become a hot topic. Still, there are a big hole in the job market, and many positions unfilled. And with still industry, they are lacking professionals, in this field. And the job diversity, like system analysis, network data, website application analysis, and designer in diverse employment sectors, including IT, finance, government, military, manufacturing, e-commerce, transportation, retail, healthcare, insurance, education, environmental management, and more. And like I mentioned, almost in everywhere, right now we need security professionals, especially cybersecurity professionals, because right now everything is linked online, right? And so, for example, the insurance, we already have lots of almost all kinds of insurance for every perspective, but still we are not have the insurance, even the cybersecurity insurance, which is a new kind of insurance, but we don't have AI insurance. But I think just within these few years, we will have AI insurance. So AI insurance means you need to realize there's some vulnerabilities for these AI applications. So that will cause some trouble for both users and those service companies. So whenever there's some new kind of insurance, because the insurance means the security, right? Security. So all this new type of insurance, they all involve cybersecurity knowledge inside it. So it's not like a brag facts or something. It is truly needed for all these sectors. Yeah.
No, you go ahead and brag, because you're absolutely right.
Yeah.
This touches every single everything that you can think about, just as a consumer. Cybersecurity touches everything.
Yes, but the basics, although it's very diverse, but the basics is just those kind of things, Hackers, or we say attackers, they trying to find vulnerabilities from existing systems. So all we need to know is just learn the security about existing systems. You see, so it's either the computer system or the network system. So that's why we have the two names: cybersecurity system, cybersecurity networks. So you learn these basics, and the basic defending method, you can always revise it or update those methods to the new situations, right? So it's still, there are some principles inside this. So we don't need to, for example, although we listed so many sectors here, but actually we don't need to, in our certificate, we don't need to learn all the courses, because they use the same, for example, no matter you're in a healthcare field, or you're in a bank or some finance company or position, the hackers, they may use the same kind of attack, for example, ransomware, right? So all you need to do is how to deal with ransomware. So the certificate, although it's only 5 courses, but it's covered most of the cybersecurity aspects.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting to know. Um, okay, well, Dr. Liu, I appreciate the time that you've shared with me today. Um, so if a student was interested in applying for this program, um, I would say the first step that a student should do would be, of course, to go to Apply Texas. And this program is offered year-round, correct? It's like spring, summer, fall. They can apply anytime.
Yes.
So if you're interested in applying for this program, I would definitely feel free to reach out to me. You would want to go to Apply Texas and complete the online application. Make sure you select cybersecurity certificate for the program that you desire. You can, like I said, it's open each semester, fall, spring, summer. You can start it at any time. If you work hard, you can get it done within the year, and you're going to have all the help that you need from our gracious faculty to be there to assist you every step of the way. Um, I appreciate your time, Dr. Liu. Can you share your contact information? You could just say it if you want. And maybe if a student has a question, they can reach out to you directly?
Yes, as always, actually, they can contact both. Actually, when they contact our department, they will forward that student to me directly. So you can contact me with my phone number, like 409-880-8677, or my email address, xliu@lamar.edu.
Great. And my email address is sbroussard, BROUSSARD, 11@lamar.edu. Thank you, Dr. Liu, and I'm really excited about sending some students your way.
Yeah, thank you. I'm looking
Thank you.
forward to see more students in our certificate.